This is Michael Trefel and Beck
Hello.
from the Trefel Group. And today we have a special show for you. We're going to talk about buying with emotion versus just plain numbers.
Right.
You know, and this is important. You know, we talk a lot about how and what makes clients buy the home that they ultimately buy, right?
Yes.
They look online, they look with us, they drive by. But what is it? What pulls the trigger, so to speak? What makes it important? And a lot of books and magazines you read, you talk about the numbers, you need to know the interest rates and the budget and everything else. At the end of the day, from years and years of experience, from all the time working with clients both on the sell side and the buy side,
correct.
What I've been seeing most is that that doesn't matter as much as the magazines, I would say, and the books make it sound to be. People don't buy with the numbers. People don't go with their spreadsheets forward. Yes, they'll look at the numbers. Yes, they'll look at the
Get in the
budgets and everything else.
ballpark of what they can afford and what's going on. Right. Yes.
And then they'll try to push it as much as they can if they fall in love.
Absolutely.
And it's the falling in love with the home that really seals the deal. Right? That's why, by the way, when we talk about removing clutter from the house or making sure that in the spring flowers are planted, it's making the emotional connection to the buyer, potential buyer, and attracting them to the home. Removing pictures, personal pictures, right?
Absolutely. Makes it more their home instead of your home when they walk in and there's less familiar pictures up there.
Right.
And driving by, just the curb appeal, when you drive by a neighborhood, you say, oh, look at that home, look how beautiful that looks. That's more enticing than another home.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the emotional appeal of it.
And they don't know how much it is, they might
Right.
not know what taxes are and anything else, but they're driving by and all of a sudden they get a pool. You know, you might be driving by some home as well and go, wow, I love this home. Why do we say that? Because it's something in the character of that property, in the home, that drives you to the market. Look, personally, I bought a property, our home, we bought it because we really loved the fireplace in the house. That really sealed the deal for us.
It's a feel-good factor.
Yeah.
It's the emotional feel-good.
It's something that anchors you to a particular home. That's why when we are hired to sell a home, we go in and we really try to look at it from different angles, from within different shoes, right? From a seller, from a buyer, from potential family members. Of what is the story about this home? When we talk to our sellers, when we first look at putting a home back, or on the market, what was it about this particular home that you, as a seller, loved when you bought it, right? Is it the view? And we talked about it in one of our early shows. Is it the view from a window? Is it the fireplace? Is it the layout of the home?
Right.
The bones of the home that make it special, and that is what attracted you. And we need to tell that story to the buyers because the emotion is going to drive it. We talk about it. Is it the husband? Is it the wife? Who's driving the purchase?
Right.
And quite often it is the wife in the family purchase. But what was it about the home that drove it? It wasn't that this was priced at $499 versus $500, right, or $699 versus $7. What is it about this home that makes it special, and it isn't the price?
And talking about price and numbers, if you're going 10, 50, even 100,000 more for a purchase price, you're really talking pennies, nickels, dollars a day.
Right. Give up that
over
coffee.
The course.
Give up that Starbucks coffee for a year, and you can afford a higher end home.
Exactly.
But that's not what we're selling. We're not telling you that you should push your budget. But what makes the difference is that if you fall in love with that home, then you use the numbers to justify it, not before. Right? You can have a budget. You can look at a property, let's say between $500,000 and $600,000. Right? But within that range, you need to find the right property that feels good, that you can grow into. Even investors quite often buy it for emotional reasons, not just strictly financial. Look, if you're a flipper and you're going to flip the homes, a lot of times, yes, the numbers will make perfect sense, and that's why you purchase something. But for the most part, the foreclosure, the short sales and stuff, they really don't present anything inside. But at the same time, there's a discount that's associated to it. If you're selling your home and you want to get the ultimate, the highest number for it, it has to present right. It has to tell the story right. So that as a buyer's agent, when we're walking in with our clients, we want to anchor them to something. We want to show them how they will be able to enjoy this home, how they will be able to enjoy this wonderful kitchen, or these views, or this backyard. From a personal experience, and again, anecdotally, but I brought a family in, first baby, she was pregnant, they were expecting a child, they really wanted to move into a home. they were thinking about colonials and they were thinking about the style of a home. I brought them in to beautiful expanded Cape Cod. And you know what? There was a nursery in one of the bedrooms, there was a play set in the backyard, and they absolutely loved their home. We're still friends. It's been 6 years, and they love the home. Now they have baby number 2 already, and they love the property. You know, and they wouldn't have found it if it wasn't the anchor there, right? If it wasn't feeling amazing when they walked in. And this was immaculately staged home.
And I love when you bring buyers into a new home, and as soon as they open the door and they look, they go, "Ah, this is it."
Right.
That's an emotion. That's the emotional feeling.
This is what we always want.
And you know right away if they like it or not.
Too. Yes.
Or if they walk in and they go, "Ugh," you know, and that could be something to do with styling or prepping the house,
right?
Staging the house.
Absolutely. And when we sell the home, you know, that's why we take so much time to try to understand who would be looking to purchase this home, because then we try to influence the staging to appeal to that buyer, right? And that makes all the difference. When you walk into, take it at a different level, outside of homes, look at shopping, right? When you walk into some of the luxury goods stores, there's a feeling that you get around it. That's why people have scented candles, cinnamon and everything else around the holidays, because they want to set the mood.
Right. Emotion there too.
Emotions,
right?
You know, and you'll spend more on some of the stuff because the mood is there. But you know, when you're selling a home, it's so important to tell the right story and to appeal on the emotional level to a client.
Absolutely.
And if we go back, and you know, we'll probably talk about this again in some other episodes. But because this is so important, when you're selling a home, you need to understand that it's not just the price that makes a difference.
Right.
It's the story that's being told around it. Can you show that story to the next person, to the buyer's agent, to the buyer themselves? And then if we do that, they fall in love with the property, then they'll go back and say, well, does this price, you know, qualify for this home? Is this price right for the neighborhood? They use the numbers for the most part to justify the purchase.
Right.
You know, rates are 4% or 4.25% or 3.75. That doesn't really make or break deals for the most part. If they're attached to the house, that's not going to make a difference. The negotiations, I feel like, will be smoother, and the whole process will be better. That's why we need to tell the right stories. That's why when you hire us and we sell the home, that's where we start.
That's right.
And that's where you should start too.
Agreed.
All right?
Yep.
So, on to the next time. Next week we'll have an interview with a lender, and the following week we're going to interview an attorney that we work with, answer a lot of questions. So we hope to see you there.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us. Take care.
See ya.